hygiene could save your life. Keep your hands out your face, especially in a public place. Not least the last, wear a mask. Take that class from Meg Side. You can save a life, take a doc's advice. Not lots of light, no police taste. With a yes said a no, economies close over pathogens we can detect. The long incubation time in DNA fake and make the chain look correct. When in fact you could be infected, impact your loved ones with that neglect. Let's face it, the president's basic. Unlike his office, it needs respect and love. I give love. I want love. I have love. I give love. I want love. I have love. I value my freedoms, defend our rights, and I'll tweet it to let you know. With a post on the gram, long form on Facebook, YouTube, with a live show. Our lives are material, or in the spiritual, milk for this physical flow. Don't sit back and watch as we get to March, and let's see how far we go. Stop spreading misinformation about hydroxychloroquine. Close contact and bumping into me in stores ain't happening. I'm not dying for a country that just sees me as a good again. They don't even see me unless it's because of questioning me. What you want, man? I give love. I want love. I have love. I need love. I give love. I want love. I have love. Hubris makes us vulnerable, also quite intolerable. Thinking we the best to pull wool over these vegetables. I ain't living miserable. Race and hate ain't invisible. Take a knee, indivisible. While my rights ain't admissible. If king is capital, queen is corona. If he holds the crown, she is the owner. Who is the master? Who's the controller? Can he give it up? Will she pass us over? Love. I give love. I want love. I have love. I need love. I give love. I want love. I have love. Diamond, oh, what a sound. Platinum I got laying round. Gold, power to behold. SARS-CoV-2 rare to be found. Diamond, oh, what a sound. Platinum I got laying round. Gold, power to behold. SARS-CoV-2 rare to be found. I want love. No fear now, speak love. No fear now. Peace, 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 and plenty, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in today. That video is No Fear Now, produced by Steve Wallace. I'm the writer on that. My name is Miles Megacyph. Thank you to week number 2 of the Veterans for Peace Open Mic. My man Papa Biz is in the house with that blue mic. What's going on?
Well, are we alive now? Do you hear me now?
We are live, brother. The people can hear you in the place
to
be.
You can hear me, and I can see you, and I'm excited about the folks. It's the 2 people that that you gave me a little research to talk. So
Lucy Murphy. We got Lucy in the backstage. We got her in the green room.
Well, cool, and I'm excited to see how she incorporates. It seemed like she does a lot of stuff live and gets people to sing back and things. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how she works that. I guess we'll just have to sing here at home and sing along with her. She just won't be able to hear us.
Yeah, she's a queen of the call and response and the peace movement music, man. She's been doing it for a minute. Blessed to have her with us today. We're also going to be joined by Jane LaCroix, and I know my man Bright Individual is going to be joining us. Jane LaCroix is a phenomenal poet from New York, and my man Bright Individual is a lyricist, phenomenal lyricist and beat maker, producer from out of Kansas City. I think today is coming to us from Boston, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
Everybody at home, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. This is the second week of Veterans for Peace Open Mic. And I see Lucy in the backstage. I kind of want to bring her forward and we can ask her a couple questions while she's there. You want to give me a thumbs up and let me know if you're good for that, Queen? Okay, we're gonna bring you into the stream. We got some good people in the house. I'm gonna change the view up. Yeah, there we go. How are you feeling, Lucy?
I'm good. Let me see. Am I on mute or can you hear me? I can hear you. You sound perfect. Your voice is beautiful. It's clear.
I was having a little trouble hearing Papa Biz.
I wonder, do you hear me
If
at
you can
all?
turn your mic up a little bit.
Yeah, you just
All
got to
right.
turn that mic up, Papa Biz.
Well, I got her cranked here. And I didn't do anything by the time when we were talking a while ago. So I hope you hear me. If not,
I hear you better now. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear
do you
that.
hear
Just
me
talk
better
into that
now?
mic, brother. Yes, big brother. We hear you.
All right. Well, hopefully someday I'll figure this technology out.
It's era.
Yes, it is.
Lucy, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you to introduce yourself to the people? Is that something you'd be interested in?
I'm Lucy Murphy. I'm a song leader. I get people to sing together. I live in Washington, D.C. But I was not down at the Capitol the other day.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
That was not a peaceful act. That was not an action, right?
No.
No. This is a peaceful place. This is a safe space. Everybody who's watching at home, this is a safe space where your views are welcome. If your views are about progression and peace, and they have a plan, there's a plan of forward movement and how humanity and the world can be better, right? So I feel you on that vibration, sister.
Absolutely.
Would you like to share something with the people? Can we just get the mic? Are you ready? Is that
well, I sent you a video. I sent you 3 videos.
Oh, yes, you did. But I did not
You didn't download them?
You just sent them to me today.
No, I sent them to you the other day.
Uh-oh.
Might have to do some spontaneous.
I might have to do some content digging.
Did
you reply to me in that same chain, big sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will find them and I will make this happen. I can make this happen in the moment. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna bring somebody else into the stream. Is that cool with everybody?
Yes, that's great.
Yes.
This brother is Bright Individual. Are you cool with that? Are you cool with that, Bright? It seems like he is. I can't quite tell if he's with me or not.
Oh.
Yes, he is. Okay. We're gonna be 4 on the screen. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Mega?
Good. Peace. Everybody sounds good. Can I ask just when anybody performs, when any of us perform, everybody else we want to mute. All right? Yeah. And if somebody's talking, if any of us get to talking for a minute, let's all mute so that person can be heard.
Okay, let me
No, Bright Individual, don't mute.
I'm sorry, this is my first time on this app, so I'm trying to find the do I just hit the mic button to mute it?
You're on your phone, so yep, it looks like you do.
Okay.
Everybody at home, y'all see this is the learning process. I thank you for staying with us. We're having fun. We're in the mix. We're in the stew. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make some gumbo today. So I'm gonna start looking for Lucy's videos that she sent, and I can look right here on my computer. I don't even have to look on my phone, and y'all won't lose my face. Bright Individual, would you like to tell us about yourself? You want to tell us where you're from?
Yeah, for sure. I'm originally from the Midwest, Kansas City, Missouri, the home of a lot of jazz greats, home of a lot of great musicians in general. We're also very well known for our barbecue, of course. I recently moved out to Boston about 3 years ago, and that's actually where I met my wife. And we just recently moved down. Now we're residing in Durham in North Carolina. So we're still just kind of adjusting to life here in North Carolina. We're loving it so far. And as far as music goes, I've pretty much been doing music almost my whole life. I've started off doing open mics and stuff, writing poetry at a very young age and doing poetry slams and competitions and just general open mics for that matter. And then I started taking it more seriously the last few years of my life and actually started to record tracks and started to make music more, produce music, collaborating with people such as my brother here, Megasci. We've got a couple songs that we've done together. And I've just been trying to reach out to more musicians and like-minded people and try to learn more from other musicians and try to just get better at my crafts and get better at my words and flow and delivery, as well as the production side of making beats and collaborating with other artists and letting them speak their truths. So it's been a ride. It's been a wonderful journey so far, and you know, I feel like it's still just getting started, and I'm excited to hear the other artists. I'm anxious to hear you all speak your truth tonight as well, and I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, bright individual.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Lucy, big sister, you sent me links, and I can share those links. I'll gladly share your links in the chat, but I need MP4s. I need something that I can download. I would have to download this into my computer to share it. I can't stream a link onto this platform, big sister.
Gotcha.
So you're welcome to perform a cappella. I'm not sure if you're interested in doing that. And no fault, no foul, but you know, I know
Yeah. The thing about solo a cappella, there's no harmony. And with this Zoom situation, you know, you can't sing together from our different machines. So, but because so many people are facing eviction, there's a song I like to teach people, which is "We Ain't Gonna Move," and it goes like this: We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move.
We ain't gonna move.
When we hold together.
When we hold together.
We make ourselves strong.
We make ourselves strong. Unmute yourselves.
Together we stay here.
Together we stay here.
Right where we belong.
Like where we belong.
We ain't gonna move.
We ain't gonna move.
We ain't gonna move.
We ain't gonna
move.
And because there is a delay and everybody's got a different delay, only one person can do the call and response with me, because otherwise it gets a little, you know, interesting. So what I'm going to sing the whole song, and I'll send you a link that you can keep the song I'll put it in the chat. It goes like this: We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move when we hold together. We make ourselves strong. Together we stay here, right where we belong. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. This city is where my children were born, but the landlord says children can't stay in my home. Somebody please tell me where children belong. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. When we hold together, we make ourselves strong. Together we stay here, right where we belong. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. The landlord has troubles. The landlord has woes. Maintenance costs money. Everybody knows. He contributes so much money to the mayor's race. He can't fix up my place, but I ain't gonna pay that rent increase. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move. When we hold together, we make ourselves strong. Together we stay here, right where we belong. We ain't gonna move. We ain't gonna move.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Yo, clap for that. Clap it up. Clap it up.
And it's singable.
It's very singable. It's catchy. You had the chat room live. Like if we the platform. So if I was figuring out more scientifically and we pre-planned it, we could have like a nice harmony going. And I think the people at home feel that. I think they feel that energy. That was beautiful. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being in that moment.
Actually, I'm sure some of the people at home were harmonizing.
I think so. You had I'm singing, everybody clap your hands, snap your fingers. You got the folks going. That's like love.
So I'm gonna send you a link. It's a Vimeo link, and you can sing along on your own.
You can put the link in the chat. Put any link you want in the chat, Lucy, and the people will get it. The people at home will get it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna my man Papa Biz dropped off. Bright Individual, I'd like to bring you to the stage with a song. If you wanna intro a song. Are you frozen? Are you with me? He's not with us either. Woo, what's happening? We got people dropping like flies. They're dropping off in real, like they didn't even tell me anything. All right, just making sure everything's good. I don't know what's going on, everybody at home. I'm like you. I'm kind of caught up. I'm caught unawares right now. I'll do a song for you. I think since it's a music show, you're here at an open mic. Bright Individual looks like he's coming back. I'd like it to be Papa Biz is coming back. Maybe they just had maybe it's raining where they are. It's raining in North Carolina. How you guys doing? Are you with us?
Well, I don't know. Do you hear me at all?
I do hear you, sir. I do hear you, big brother.
Okay, so you hear me just fine like that?
I hear you like that too. So now the mic's not on. Now you're using your computer.
Yeah, so that's okay. We'll just set that one aside because it's nice and pretty, but if it don't work right, what's the point? I'm saying I bought it because it looked good. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm glad you can hear me fine though, right, bro?
We hear you great. Yes.
All right. I loved your stuff, sister. It's inspirational. I watched quite a few of your videos today, and you can move a crowd. If you were in Kansas City, you'd be on the streets with me on my sidewalk radio, and we'd be moving people. I'm telling you, for sure. So thank you very much. It was great.
That's beautiful. Papa Biz, ladies and gentlemen at home, I know Papa Biz from Kansas City. He's a DJ. He's got a really dope setup, Serato, pop-up table, pop-up tent, everything, big towers, and we got it rocking a few nights. I think it was 2 nights actually, or did we do 3?
No, it was 2.
2 nights. 2 nights at Art Walk, which is Kansas City staple. Happens in downtown Kansas City, about 5 or 6 blocks square, with all the galleries and restaurants opening up for artists. We have one here in Mobile as well. I don't know that any of those are happening because of COVID.
No, they're not. There's nothing going on in Kansas City as far as the art on the street. A lot of it's happening things like this, virtual things. But right now, people just ain't hanging out.
That's why we're providing this. We're trying to give y'all a safe space to come get some good art, get some good music, some good healing vibrations. I know Lucy Murphy is a part of the People's Music Network. She's integral with them, and she helps host and organize events. And they're another safe space where people gather and share music. And they have a really great platform. They've been doing it for quite a few years. And virtual, I love the way y'all jumped into it and make it happen it's regular. Y'all have regular events with lots of artists, 20 artists, and share great music. So I want to give you big props for that.
Yeah. For real.
I see Bright Individual coming in and out, and he's with us. It looks like he might be on a computer at this point. Looks like he's on a home computer. Let him get set up his sound, and looks like everything has worked out the way it's supposed to be. Are you good? You want to give me a thumbs up, brother? If you're good, you got your sound on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Yeah, I was on my phone. My wife was in the other room because she's watching, and she was typing on there. She was saying, yeah, she's trying to get back on. I was having problems with my phone, so I think we should be good now.
Cool, because now you're on a computer. I don't know if you're still on Wi-Fi or if you're on a landline, but it'll be better.
I'm on the iPad, so I was on my phone, but my our desktop doesn't support the StreamYard because we don't have Chrome or Firefox or whatever. So I had to improvise. So I think we should be good.
On your setup now, do you have the capability to play some music for the people and spit something?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
all
man,
right,
excellent.
You want to introduce something, and I can bring you forward and put you on the stage?
Yeah, for sure. I think that I'm gonna do a couple pieces here. The first one that I'm gonna do is off a album, a collaboration that I made with two other producers. One of them is in New York, and the other one is in Ohio. And I linked up with them, and I had them just do basically half and half. So one producer did half the album, the other producer did the other half. So this song that I'm about to do is called, let's see here, if I can pull this up here.
Give us one song, give us one track, and then we'll maybe Jane will join us, and then we'll
circle back around.
We'll circle back. I would love to circle back a couple times and get feedback and keep it, yeah.
So this one is called Internal Curse. And this one is a little bit more of, this is a little bit harder of a track, but it has a very, very clear message with it that goes along with it. So I'll just go ahead and I'll just start this off for us, and we'll let the words and music speak for itself.
Hey, brother, I'm gonna jump in with you, and I'm gonna jump in with you and ask you to share your audio. If you know how to do that. If you know how to do that, I'd love you to go to the bottom of the screen where it says share screen.
Okay, let's see here.
You're on an iPad, so it might be a little different, but we definitely want to get your voice and your music synced and get people hearing the right thing. You should have an option that says mute, stop cam mic, share screen.
Cam mic. Audio.
You want share screen. Is there a share screen option for you?
Let me see here. I'm looking right now. Camera, front camera, back camera.
Your audio did sound good. You might just do it like that. I did hear it.
Yeah, I can turn it up a little bit. I mean, and if anything, honestly, like I said, I'm spoken word cut from the cloth, so I can do like Lucy and just do a cappella too. I mean, I don't
go for it with the
Either.
music.
I just
go for it with the music, because I heard it and I'll step back.
Okay, all right. Let me play this then, and we'll go from there.
Too much energy.
But there's how come that Madara guy possesses Renegon eyes?
Like I mentioned to you before,
Yeah.
Follow the roadmap to the soul, it's the only way to go. I dip my toes in the water, conquered all my fears. It appears that my peers seem to disappear month after month and year after year. We getting better with time. Rhymes transcend vision to the wind, ponder theories, trying to learn and understand, so we just kick it. Polished, you're ready to send off to the world. Once it departs our brain, the chaos begins. It's so long to us writing this. It's gotta be the force that drives all lock. My third eye is in flight. It's the people that provoke the words that move the herbs. Call me hips, stirs up freshness with a pen. Twist words, white, twist to herb styles, Nugibus and Dilla. Don't you know though, Swanee since your family's intact. We got much heart, so fall back, fall back. Or come close and tug it out. Community's the vision. Through hard times we press on the Robert Randolph. It's just a standoff. Love versus the hate. Allow this music to fill the void of the empty space. Or does the space need a place? A place to love, a place to dream, a place to lay ahead, a place far above all the nonsense and banging in your eardrum. I'd rather kick the dope verse, throw away production. Spit and wanna hear some. Garage for centuries, mentally trying to be spiritually fit. Watching out cause religion can abstract your vision. And listen, having faith in what you make it, or one of the same, ignite the flame of creation. Balance plus every bit of concentration. A Daniel sun in the makeup, spark the brain and then some. This music is my drug, let us say some. The melody is fresh like mixed greens plus the veggies. Pink and painted vivid picture for the listeners to open up. This timeless Kansas City kid got your heart and soul soaking up. The sunshine of these positive vibes, living in these turbulent times. Fight with love, put flowers and guns. Like the 6th generation, don't fear the voice of reason, love without a shred of doubt. The pain is apparent, so let's break out and face the future, create the suture. Compared to you standing on my desk like a dead bullet, cause society tries to silence us. But Gordon Parks taught us the greatest lies inside of us. Greatest lies inside of us. Greatness lies inside of us. Greatness lies inside of us. The greatness lies inside of us. Come on. Greatest lies inside of all of us. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace. Yeah, come on. Yeah, Pop Biz. Yeah.
Definitely, bro. Mad confidence. You came with lots of confidence and bravado on that track.
The
I love
energy.
I love the delivery and the energy. Yes. Technically, like the audio cuts out when you like it's the sound is choosing between you and the music.
I tell you what, the next one I'm gonna do a cappella. I'm gonna do a spoken word piece. How about that?
No, it's cool. Yeah, it's beautiful. I think people enjoyed it anyway because you get the energy and you're feeling it. Amanda, I want to thank you for being with us. We got Amanda in the house. Leanne Brunzel, she's heavy supporter. She's always with us. And man, you know, there's family, there's community. This music is really healing, right? People need this. People need these vibrations. So thank y'all for being here. Thank you for taking this journey with us, these first few steps. I'm learning a lot doing this. You know, I just wanted to come in and kind of let it rip. But I'm realizing like doing the mic check with you live is not really fair to you or fair to the audience, you know? And so I want to, maybe at home we'll start doing I'll try to get you guys in earlier. I'm trying to make it low intensity, high impact, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like maybe the learning curve, maybe we can all rise on that curve at the same time. Who knows, you know?
Sure hope so.
Yeah. Fight with love, bright individual. You're getting some love from the audience, you know. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Everybody feeling good? How y'all feeling right now? Feel good?
Good. I've got a question for Bright. If how long have you been hanging with your music and doing your thing there? How long have you been working with this?
Well, I mean, the music side of it, I'd say about the last 3 or 4 years is I've been taking it kind of more serious the last couple of years. So for me, it's a very, it's been a progression. So it's been a very long journey of just finding my voice and finding my truth and what, you know, not just what you say, it's always kind of how you say it. So like they say, there's nothing new under the sun. I mean, you know, I'm a very big believer in understanding that I'm constantly sharpening the blade and that I'm constantly learning on new ways of trying to speak my truth. So it's been a journey. So the music part, the last 3 or 4 years, but like I said, I've been writing for a long time. I've been writing lyrics and poetry for years. And I mean, I'm 38 years old. I'm just going to throw my age out there, but
Now, all right,
you know,
all right.
I've been writing for, you know, a better part of my life. So
That's a good thing. I've
yeah,
never been able to develop the habit of putting the words in my head down. I didn't develop I didn't really understand English language. Still don't. It's difficult for me. And so I'm amazed at people as yourself and Sister Lucy and Megasite that can come up with these words and constantly, you know, and put a rhyme. Now the rhyme has to make sense. You just can't put a word in there that rhymes with another word. That
yeah,
word's got to reinforce that other word, and you got to know the language. And
that's right.
I've noticed people who and I'm not a connoisseur of rap. I've watched several of your videos, Bright, and I watched them twice so that I could feel I felt the vibe, the music, but I wanted to hear those words. And you really got to hone in, and not so on a video you get lots of extraneous stuff around. So sometimes I just close my eyes and just listen to your words so I wouldn't be distracted, because
Yeah,
my ears aren't trained for. I don't know if they're not trained, but nevertheless, it's not the kind of music that I listen to all the time. But it's always good because the kind of rap I think and music that we're going to get on here is going to be positive about life and love and peace, and that's what I want to put out to folks. So you're doing a
absolutely.
good job, brother.
Hey, thank you. I thank you so much. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. And I think it's, you know, I think that you know, when you say closing your, I feel like there's so many times where the visuals can be almost overstimulating for me too. I mean, I feel like sometimes I just have to close my eyes and just listen to the words of the music, you know, of the
Yeah.
message in the music. And I mean, especially with certain songs where the lyrics are maybe a little bit the visuals or the speed of the, I mean, there's some rappers that I listen to that, you know, they go a mile a minute, you know, they go double time, triple time, and they, you know,
I don't know how they
they're
do it.
really connecting the words. I
I
mean,
know
that's
it.
really
It's
hard for me to
crazy.
listen to sometimes. So I try to keep it at a healthy pace. I like to say it, just people can still, you know, get the message and like you said, and hear the word and and hear the message in the music, which like you said is the most important thing, is you know, hearing the words and hearing the message. So I'm glad that you said that, and thank you again. I really do appreciate that. I really do.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I love this whole thing of the open mic. I'm hoping to get introduced to new music. You know, I'm an old cat, so you know, my music that I like is you know, the music industry. They like to put labels on things, and so you know, we fight that all the time. People who make music, people who listen to music, but now that you know, the last 10 years, they've come up with this genre of Americana, which I think takes in encompass everything. I've had Americana radio shows, and I would play rap. I play anything I want to play because America is America, and it got all kinds of music. So that to me, but there is a format, and I'm sure you've heard of the Americana format, and it's kind of you know a country, a little too country for pop and a little too pop for country type thing. But so that's been kind of what I've been listening to the last 10 years or so. But I have some good friends. I hope that they'll come on. They're out of New York. I've known them since they were little bitty guys, and now they're doing some good stuff. So I'm encouraging them to bring their music of peace and love that they're hanging out in New York doing it. So hopefully they watch and see that you know we're serious about what we want to do, present some good music and good love. So.
Yo, I love y'all. I love this conversation. I see in the chat room, Amanda has said Azizi Jasper has been doing spoken word and fighting the good fight in Detroit for years. If y'all know people, if you're in the audience and you know people in your city, in your neighborhood, in your community of artists who need to be here and just don't know about it, by all means, please share it with them. At the bottom of the screen, we got a ticker going where you can check out the FAQ. You can contact us. You can send music to us. If we don't know who you are, we just want to hear your music. I happen to know Lucy. I happen to know Bright. I happen to know Jane, who's coming on tonight. So it's like, but if we don't know you and we never heard your music, just send us something so we can hear it and we can you know, we can listen to it and be like, yes, we want them on the show. By all means, they need to be on the show. We're not going to bring somebody on the show who's talking about, you know, pulling triggers and killing people, because they think that's what's going to be the next big hit. That's not what it's about. You know, we're not glorifying violence or misogyny or, you know, celebrating capitalism on this show. We are uplifting the spirit. This is music meant for the heart chakra. You know what I'm saying? Open up your heart chakra, like elevate you,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So you can
Well,
reach the higher consciousness. Yo.
Absolutely.
I'll share something with y'all while we're waiting on Jane to come on, if that's cool, so we can keep the cipher going. I'm an artist, and just to fill up space, I would love if we had 10 artists in the background and I didn't have to say anything. But I feel like with, you know what I'm saying? I feel like with us working with a small community right now, it's fair that I do something. So I'm gonna perform No Fear Now for y'all. It's a song about COVID-19 and Black Lives Matter. I saw in the chat somebody said, so y'all support Black Lives Matter. By all means, Veterans for Peace supports Black Lives Matter. Veterans for Peace is working hard. I'm on the national board of Veterans for Peace, and we are working very diligently on being an open, transparent, inclusive, you know, transformative organization. So we are doing our best to train ourselves as men, as people who chose to fight in a system of oppression. We are training ourselves to learn how to speak peacefully and listen and take our time and accept help from others and not other people. So please understand that is a constant part of this organization, especially given the tumultuous time in the past few years in our country and within our organization. So yeah, like we have a transformative justice committee that we're forming, and we are looking at all sorts of ways to incorporate transformative justice into our own organization for things that we do when we offend people. All right. So we're walking the talk, walking the walk, all of it. And this is No Fear Now, produced by Steve Wallace, and written by myself. So I'm going to share my screen. It's what we need, what we want. We need love. I give love. It's all love. I want love. Said wash your hands, get it right. Good hygiene can save your life. Keep your hands out your face, especially in a public place. Not least the last, wear a mask. Take that classroom, make it safe. You can save a life, take a doc's advice. Not a lot to like, no bleach to taste. With a yes and a no, economies close over pathogens we can detect. The long incubation time and DNA fake and make the chain look correct. When in fact, you could be infected, impact your loved ones with that neglect. Let's face it, the president's basic. Unlike his office, this needs respect and love. No fear now, we need love. No fear now, it's all love. Yo, throw your heart chakras up. Put your heart over your heart. Let it resonate. We need love. No fear now, just love. No fear now. I value my freedoms, defend our rights, and I tweet it to let you know. With a post on the gram, long form on Facebook, YouTube with the live show. Our lives are material, pour in the spiritual, milk for this physical flow. Don't sit back and watch as we get to March and let's see how far we go. Stop spreading misinformation about hydroxychloroquine. Close contact and bumping into me in stores ain't happening. I'm not dying for a country that just sees me as a good again. They don't even see me unless it's because of questioning me. Like, what you want, man? Love, no fear now, it's all love. No fear now, we need love. No fear now, it's all love. No fear. Now, my plan is to be more compassionate, to be more patient, to not respond. Hubris makes us vulnerable, also quite intolerable, thinking we the best to pull wool over these vegetables. I ain't living miserable. Race and hate ain't invisible. Take a knee, indivisible, while my rights ain't admissible. If king is capital, queen is corona. If he holds the crown, she is the owner. Who is the master? Who's the controller? Can he give it up? Will she pass us over with that love? No fear now. If we all mask up, we could get the queen to pass us by. Maybe a little more peacefully. 4,000 a day died. 4,000 people died today, y'all. Diamond, oh, what a sound. Platinum I got laying around. Gold, power to behold. SARS-CoV-2, rare to be found. Diamond, oh, what a sound. Platinum I got laying round. Gold, power to behold. SARS-CoV-2, rare to be found. I need love. No fear now, it's all love. No fear now. No fear now. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you. I see y'all rocking with me. I saw your hearts up. I think we had Jane in the background for a moment. I'm not sure if I saw that. I thought I did. I couldn't do two things at the same time. I couldn't chew gum and I couldn't rap and bring her into the stage. I'm not sure if I'm mistaken that, but I thank y'all for rocking. And what we got? We got VFP loves Emily Yates. We do love Emily Yates. I want Emily on here. Amanda, I want Emily on here. I want everybody on here. This is my, so what I see this as, like, it's titled an open mic, but I want it, like, you know, I just did that so that you would know exactly what it is. It's an open space. It's a safe space. It's a community. It's an artist, creative, collaborative community. Because we could have 10 people on the screen and we could all share and talk and build and come up with new improv, just like Lucy did earlier. So that's what I really want to see here. And I want to get all genres going as well. Yes, Lucy.
Since Bright Individual is in Durham, I was thinking Durham is the Triangle area, and you have a lot of peace and justice advocates in that area. I don't know if you've met Fruit of Labor, vocal ensemble. They have a center. They're in Raleigh, but they have a center. There's like World something center. But if you look up Fruit of Labor.
Fruit of Labor.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down right now. Yeah.
World Culture Center. Their space is called World Culture Center. It just came back to me.
Okay.
And then there's a pastor there by the name of Eric Johnson, who called me up to get me involved in this Festival of Hope that's going to take place on Sunday. And this is for Patrick O'Neill, who's about to go into prison to serve time for disarming, kind of a symbolic disarming of nuclear warheads at Kings Bay, which is in Georgia, where there's nuclear.
Okay.
So that'll be, and I put the link in the chat for the.
Okay.
For
I will definitely check that out for sure.
Festival of Hope.
Okay, Festival of Hope, and you said what was the name of the organization?
It's the Kings Bay Plowshares.
Okay. But you said you put the link in the chat. So
yeah, and actually the link says Pax Christi.
Okay. Okay, I'm
yeah,
looking at the chat right now. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pax Christi. Okay, PaxChristiUSA.org. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Lucy, do you have are you able to share one more of those pieces a cappella, or you're not, or it
Oh,
doesn't?
sure. Sure.
Yeah, let's hear another one.
Let's see. And I'm still unmuted, huh? Well, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here with you today. Hallelujah. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here with you today. I'm gonna sing while I'm here. Yes, I'll sing while I'm here. Yes, I'll sing while I'm here with you today. Hallelujah. Well, I'll sing while I'm here. Yes, I'll sing while I'm here. Yes, I'll sing while I'm here with you today. 'Cause it's joy brought me here. Yes, it's joy brought me here. Yes, it's joy brought me here with you today. Hallelujah. Well, it's joy brought me here. Yes, it's joy brought me here. Yes, it's joy brought me here with you today. So I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here with you today. Hallelujah. Well, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here. Yes, I'm so glad I'm here with you today. And I want to thank all the people that were singing along with me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lucy, I'm glad you're here with us today too. Thank you.
Oh.
Lucy, you're not a veteran, are you?
I am a
So, and
I'm a peace veteran. I'm not a war veteran.
right, you're a veteran of the peace movement. And Bright Individual, I don't think you're a veteran either. You're muted. You are muted.
No, I'm not a veteran, but I'm just like Lucy. Just peace, love, and happiness. Peace advocate all the way.
This is a safe space for veterans or non-veterans. This is a place for people who are anti-war, basically. You know what I'm saying? If you don't support the military-industrial complex and you make music that people need to hear, this is a space for you. That's what this is. So Carly asked me in the chat if only veterans, are we looking for veterans or anyone? And it's anyone with great music, with the right, the right things in their mind and heart are welcome. I've posted the FAQ once again for y'all. What's up, Papa Biz?
Well, I wanted to say that it's also about, well, now just go ahead, man. I just spaced out what I was going to say. Jesus. Anyway, it'll come back to me. I'm sorry. Jiminy, what I was going to say about individuals. In fact, you don't have to be a veteran to be a member of Veterans for Peace either. So, I mean, anybody that's interested in the organization to become a member, you don't need to be a veteran. And in fact, last week I talked a little bit about the first veterans organization that I joined when I got out of the Air Force. I was in the Vietnam War as a support troop. I was stationed on the island of Taiwan. Our function was to send ammunition and, believe it or not, fruits and vegetables to the Air Force personnel in Vietnam. And so I worked in the military police for about 3 months and then got some things. Anyway, I ended up working in the motor pool. But the first people of the story, the point of the story is that when I got out, the first group of veterans that I had the opportunity to meet were the Vietnam Veterans Against the War organization, which still exists in Chicago. And I consider myself a life member of it. But I didn't have much of a political opinion about the war. But after talking to actual veterans who served in Vietnam and what my function was and how I was a part of that, and even though I never killed a human being, I did send ammunition. but I mean, I didn't physically, but I guarded that ammunition that come out of the ammo dump. The big defense contractor sent it to us. We put it in ammo dumps and then waited for orders. Then munitions came, pulled it out, and what I did was guard all that till it got on the airplane. And so never thought much about it till I met these guys. But Vets for Peace, I'm fairly new with the organization. I joined the chapter here in Kansas City, Chapter 97, and not real active, but some good people, and they are working very hard to deal with social justice issues here. They collaborate with like rent issue people, and we feel like there's not a point to reinvent the wheel. Find out what people are doing, collaborate with them, work with them. And every time someone has an action in Kansas City, the Vets for Peace chapter members go out with their Vets for Peace flag. And we don't say anything. 15 to 20 of us standing there with flags, Vets for Peace, to show camaraderie with whatever group. So, yeah, you don't need to be a veteran and to perform either. Your music just has to be a positive, uplifting point of view, and something that we desperately need to today. That's for sure. All right, thank you, Megan. Unmute yourself, brother. Oh, there you go.
Thank you, brother. I see Garrett is watching us. He's our executive director right now. He's watching from home, and he said 10%, up to 10% of our membership can be non-veteran. And he said we're nowhere near that. So that means all you non-veteran peace activists who want to support a member-driven peace organization of veterans, then come out and help Veterans for Peace. We only have about 3,000 members nationally. And I say only because we could have tens of thousands. There's hundreds of thousands of veterans in our country. So we could easily have 70,000, 90,000 members, and the same way that Papa Biz is saying carrying the flags, we could be carrying the flags in every city, supporting progressive, movements across the spectrum. Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ organizations, like whatever it is, if it's progressive, Veterans for Peace is about it, because we have worked for the imperial powers and we realize that that's not the way to go. Yo, Bright, I'd like to bring you back to the stage and do a second joint. We had Lucy do a second joint. I'd love to get you back up, and
yeah,
maybe the conversation's going good. I think people in the chat room are enjoying.
For sure.
Awesome.
So this one is I'm gonna do is called Garden of Thought, and I feel like it's appropriate for the times with the Black Lives Matter movement. So I want to kind of shed a little bit of light in this piece, but it kind of is a little bit a little piece of just my personal life, but also just general thoughts about kind of where I'm coming from, a place of love and peace and harmony and stuff. So this is called Garden of Thought, and I'll just go ahead and do this a cappella. So heart's open, feeling this. Woke up to air in my lungs, no complaints here, all smiles. Try to limit the cries, but George Floyd sparked something truly damn. Rest in peace. We'll keep your legacy alive. Hearts cry, but tearing down those monuments is why the revolution won't die. Minds on fire, thank blue flame, caught somewhere between all this joy and pain. Always unfiltered, always down to earth. But the warrior in the garden is where my soul lurks. Constant calmness, constantly evolving. Embrace the present, it's where all the love is. Inside the eyes of the youth is where lots revolving. After my mom passed inside a dark place is where my mind went. But now I know a soul's with the wind, navigating back to my childhood. In a sense, we all gotta go, the truest ones in my life know why I hold them so damn close. Cause I wanna give them their flowers now while they can still smell the scent on the nose. Peace. That was a short one, Mega. I got one more if you let me throw another one in there. Yeah. Do people want to hear one more verse? I know we want to go around again, but
yeah, one more verse, because that was a short verse. I love giving flowers now. I love celebrating people while they're here.
While they're still here, while they're still alive, because I feel like that's one thing that we all, when we lose a loved one, no matter how, far, distant or how close we were to them, it's very much that's when we give them their flowers. And I feel like more so we should be celebrating. Like you said, we should be creating, these spaces for people and let them know how much we care about them and love them. And while they're still here, and breathing. So
empower them, brother.
Yep. Okay. Let's see here. I got another one. This one is called Relinquish Fear. So I'll just go ahead and spit it. So yeah. Chill, lay back, untangled thoughts, and alchemists stirring up magic with dance beats, weaving words to rhythms with the pocket of box, swing like a pendulum. Naysayers don't mention them. Too busy building, hands like a mason, peace of mind steady, making that the foundation. Cause these crazy times got these cops on some Napoleon Dynamite complex tip. No more Trump voting Biden in. Keeping dreams alive and spreading mad love while there's still time. With the hope to spare, this pen tells the truth. The lies always get the front seat in this industry. Shit is put to rest when the real ones flip that record switch. Born with gifts, jewels to give. Long time coming. Truth to power, seasoned beef with kindness. No need to be sour. Cause in the end, our tombstones are all the same size. Love conquers all. So I say it twice. Love conquers all, y'all. Yeah, right individual.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. That's a. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting here at home and I just, folks can't see me, but I just close my eyes and just focus on your words, and then I can really get to where your head's at. And that's what to me rhymes is all about, because it's just coming from, and it just seems to, like I said earlier, you get to know that English language, or you're going to be limited. And
That's
if your
right.
vocabulary is limited, then you're limited in how you can express yourself. So I guess I need to do more reading and learn more words. That's probably
we all got a that's
Yeah,
a
you're right.
journey.
You're right.
We
Yes, sir. Yeah.
always learning,
No doubt.
always learning.
We
Yep,
got
that's
George
right.
Miles in the chat. I'm gonna put this up. There is no meaning in perfection. There is no sacrifice in the divine. There is real dignity in our humanity. That when balanced becomes virtuality. That when honest becomes reality, there is no beginning, there is no end, there is only transitions again and again. That's dope.
Wow, peace.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
dope.
that and
That
I
is
was like,
peace.
you know what I'm saying? And
George
that's
Miles. My
yeah.
goodness.
So like submit something, see the FAQ, check out the FAQ, send us something so that we can invite you, so that we can give you the link to be in the backstage, because we just really want to check your I really just want to check the catalog, honestly, and make sure that you're not going to get up here. I can't give somebody the link. Somebody else asked earlier, how can I get on with y'all? I can't give you the link if we haven't checked out your work. You know what I'm saying? If you might get up here and start rapping about bottles and models and turning up the throttle, and you know what I'm saying, like, then we don't need that. You know what I'm saying? That's too much turbulence for these airwaves. So just send us some music so that we can verify your content, you know what I'm saying, your character. Yes, we are checking for your character. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your following count is. I care what your God count is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you could almost say it's like this is a spiritual journey that we're taking musically, where it's just trusting that the people who we give this mic to are going to do the right thing. You have a lot of words carry a lot of power, and so you got to use it.
Don't we know that?
Wherever you are, if you're at home, if you're in a legal state, I hope you're lighting up. If you're at home, get your glass of wine, get your tea. Please have some fresh juice with you, some water. I've got some water with me. Everybody stay hydrated. Take care of yourself, self-love. We gotta support the culture we wish to emulate.
True.
It's like giving people flowers while they're alive. We spend a lot of time and money and energy supporting and talking about things that we don't want. We need to reinvest that time into talking about the things that we do want, spending time with the people that we want to see more of. And that'll it'll just vibrate out, and everybody will get to feel it.
Mega Safe,
Yes, sister.
have you talked about the Respect Us campaign?
No, but you are welcome to right now. Would you like to do that? Can I give you the
Well,
stage?
it's been, I guess, it's over a year now that Bob Law in New York and Ife Williams in Washington, D.C. Began a campaign to get people to stop supporting the radio stations that are playing a lot of destructive music. Music that glorifies violence and the abuse of women. And it's called the Respect Us campaign. And if you Google that along with Bob Law and E. Faye Williams, they are heads of two respectable organizations, community justice organizations. And, respect us. That's all I can say.
I'd like to, if Mega Saif, if I could comment on that, what Lucy said. I don't know if you could. Is that okay if I respond to that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was just talking about this to a buddy of mine too. A fellow MC producer said the same exact thing, and this is another producer that I have recently collabed with, and we have a good handful of songs that we're coming out with. And we were just saying the same thing. We said, why is it that there are so many artists that and Mega Saif would totally second this, brother. I know you would. And there's so many people that are on the radio that do talk about so much of just all the misogyny, all the horrible things that they say, particularly to Black women. It's so it's dehumanizing. It's such, like I said, it's so much misogyny, it over sexualization. It's such a poison. But yes. it amazes me, but it also makes sense because of why they feed the masses that type of music, and it sells, we all know it makes money, it sells records, it's, it gives people that sense of, of worth of their ego, it's not about them. It's not about us as a community. It's just about me and what my needs and wants are. And I think that's why one thing that drew me so much to Mega Saif's music in the first place was that there's none of that in his music. You'll never hear a Mega Saif song talking about, because I know his wife will come in and kick his butt if she heard a song like that. So I know my wife, and my wife's in the other room watching. So I know if she heard me right here in my studio rapping about bees and talking down on women and all that, she would come in here, she'd kick my butt. She'd say, you need to throw that song away, Robert. What are you talking about? So I think that's such a great point that you brought up. I'm glad that there's organizations that are, especially women, that are against this kind of music, because it's sending such a negative message to the youth, especially young Black girls that listen to this type of music, and it's very, very impressionable on them. Oh, yeah. So I'm just, like I said, I'm glad that there's artists like Mega Saif, and along with a whole nother, there's a whole range of artists that we're constantly battling those artists, where it's like I always say it's like in Star Wars, I feel like we're the Jedis, and those are the dark side of the Force, so it's trying to keep the balance in the Force, so we're going to keep finding that good fight. But that makes me happy to know that there's groups that are out there that are against, and fighting against that. So like I said, I'm glad that Mega Saif's another person that I can listen to, that I don't have to listen to lyrics that are like that, so yeah. That's a very
It's toxicity. I shared that link that you said in the chat, Lucy. I looked it up. I found it. The campaign. Let me know if I shared the right one. But the things that we're talking about, the things that we're fighting against, misogyny, materialism, militarism, it's toxic. Those are toxic thoughts. Like you said, those are thoughts of the ego. They are they're really like they're at our base self. You know what I'm saying? That's our most base primal self. And it's really where the fear begins. And if you can't get over that, if you can't get over your basic needs in life, then you're not going to get past fear. You're not going to be able to begin to elevate. So that's why it's fed to us, and it's definitely codified. I mean, the music industry is just like Hollywood, where they have it. It's codified. It's entrenched. The bloggers, the radio, they're all part of the same cabals. And without even realizing it, they think what's out now is what's hot, or a young writer puts out more of what's out now because that's what they have been geared to think is good. And we also are part of a material world. So material success is their marker of what's good. And if you resonate on the low frequency, you touch into people's fear, and then you will get their money. They will give it to you because you're feeding them exactly what they exactly what they want. We got Jane in the background, and I'm just curious. I know she wanted to feel the vibe. I'm wondering if she wants to come in. You could give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's up to you. You could just rock with us.
Bring her in.
And when you're ready, when you're ready, you can come in and you can share a piece. It's up to you. We can keep the conversation going and keep the cipher going as well. It's up to you either way. All right.
I've got a question for Lucy, if I could.
Please.
What kind of kickback or pushback do you get when people say, "Well, it sounds like to me you're just trying to censor people and censor what they can hear"? Not that I'm just saying that we had that argument at our local community radio station. We have 2 popular rap shows, and they're very good, but one of them just kind of, was doing the kind of things we're talking about. And the board said, wait a minute, that's against our basic fundamental principles of the radio station. It goes against what we believe of openness and oneness and treating everybody as the same and all that. But then I was on the board at the time, and we'd get kickback from some of the pushback because people say, oh, you're just trying to censor what people can hear. Finally, their show they lost listeners, and then the board made a decision and didn't renew their contract, a volunteer contract. A lot of people think you can fire volunteers. Oh, yes, you can. I know that for a fact. But anyway,
there are some things that we don't need to hear, and we do need to respect one another.
Yes.
And we need music that shows respect for human beings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But this is a very militaristic society.
Yes, it is.
And it's a lot about death, destruction, self-destruction, a lot of toxicity.
Yeah.
But we don't need that. If we're going to grow and work together, we need love, respect.
That's the 21st century, so
mutual
we need to step it up.
Yeah,
that's right. Step it up. Well, thank you very much.
And also, radio stations can't broadcast certain words.
That's true.
Or else they'll get fined.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I got kicked off of radio for saying pissed off.
Oh my goodness.
It's a long story, and we won't give it away right now.
That's very mild.
Yeah, that was 1989, right here in Kansas City. By the way, Bright, I'm from Kansas City, born and raised here.
I was just going to ask you that too, because my when I was trying to get things figured out here, my wife said that you were talking about Kansas City and some spaces in there. So you're born and raised?
Yes, born and raised, lived here all my life, other than being in the Air Force. I was on the board of the local community radio station KKFI. Did you?
Yeah, KK.
Know anything about it?
Station. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the board at one time. Got thrown off the air. Got thrown off the board. Now it's just. I just leave it alone. Let them do their thing, and they are progressing. They really have some good people over there that has some great programs, and but there's some other folks over there just kind of. I just don't want to be around. They're too negative for me. So in my life, at my age, I've decided if you really negative, I don't need you in my life. I'm sorry. Bye. So yeah,
That's a good mentality to have. Yeah.
and
So what part of KC, if you don't mind me asking you?
well, I grew up on the west side, over off of. But the time I grew up there, it was a lot different than it is now. It's been gentrified big time now. As probably Lucy knows, that certain parts in DC have been gentrified. And,
a lot
now
of DC.
Yes, a lot. I'm sure.
Very familiar with that too.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in Waldo, so
know it well.
And where I
Waldo Pizza.
Waldo Pizza, yes, some of the best pizza. I'm just like, you know, when I mentioned the barbecue, I said,
oh yes,
you know, people are barbecue snobs in Kansas City. You know,
Kansas City has incredible barbecue,
yeah,
y'all.
you ask someone what barbecue place they go to, and they'll give you a look and say, "Oh, you go there. Oh, you're that kind of person." Or, but yeah, and where I grew up was actually right on the divide, basically the dividing line, 75th and Truce. So, you know, when you want to talk about redlining and gentrification, you know, Kansas City. One of my best friends growing up, his uncle was on the board that had where Truman built 71, where they basically divided the poor black neighborhoods into the rich white neighborhoods, because not a lot of people know, but to our neighbor, Kansas, I think it's either Mission Hills or Prairie Village or Johnson County. I want to say Johnson County Johnson County is one of the richest counties in America. And that's because
#1.
Yeah, and that's because when Truman built 71, they had all the rich tycoons. You know, J.C. Nichols was one of them. Went and bought up all that land, right, and built all those safe, gated, white suburban communities out there. And then they slowly pushed out all the black families and pushed them over, you know, over past Truce and past Prospect. And so, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. And we all know gentrification exists. Right. Redlining exists. You know, like you said, in other cities, in Chicago and DC, in a lot of big cities, there's separating lines. And growing up in the 80s, I mean, I didn't know about it. You know, I didn't know any better. When I would go see my friends that were black, that were across Truce, you know, it never connected for me why it looks so different, you know, and now, obviously, now that I understand that, you know, that's another thing that I think a lot of people are waking up to too, you know, and understanding, you know, the separation, the racial segregation that's still going on today, to this day.
I want to make a quick comment about the music and the working to get good positive music. I think one of the reasons that, to be honest, it turned me off from listening to rap was such the negative vibes that they were putting out. So I didn't want to, until I began to meet people like Megascypher and some other folks who were putting out positive vibes about life, that I really want to take an interest in you know, listening to the music. So yeah, I mean, when that stuff's really, you know, all crazy, you don't want to hear about somebody shooting guns and calling people names and all that kind of. So you just kind of flip the channel. It wasn't until we had some DJs on KKFI that began to play more positive vibes music. Now they were coming from a Christian point of view, which is fine. That's their thing. But yet it was better than hearing about somebody being shot. So
we got a problem in the whole music industry. It's not just rap, though. It's not. Rock and roll has devolved into a very violent, drug heavy culture as well. So you know what I'm saying? Like all of the popular forms of music, like what's called like low down tempo, low vibe, like chill vibes and stuff, is filled with all sorts of toxic references as well. A lot of the popular stuff, not all of it, Not all
Yeah,
of it. Don't get
yeah.
me wrong. There's some music. There's some popular artists who I absolutely adore and love. Quite a few, but the trend has been to dumb down the audience through our music, through our movies,
And I think it's on purpose
you
too.
know, totally. Let's not down the people. Let's not down
Okay,
the
yeah.
vibration. We got people with us. Jane, you look like you're ready to come in. Are you ready to come in singing something? I see you you're looking at me back there. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, she's ready to come onto the screen. We're gonna bring in another person onto the screen.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to mute everybody and including myself and let you introduce yourself real quick. And then maybe somebody else will ask you a question. And then you can share a song if you'd like to, or share a piece.
Cool. So I'm Jane LaCroix, and I'm a performance artist and a poet. And I perform with lots of different musical acts. I have this band called the Icebergs that's like indie music with a cello and drums and me, and all the material is original. And then I have this spontaneous music project called Om Slice that's improvised and made with like far out instruments with this guy Bradford Reed and other people that come in. It's an amorphous band. Sometimes it's 2 of us, sometimes it's 12 of us. And I play with tons of people like Megacyph, and I just collaborate a lot, and I love collaboration. And I do have a lot of songs, but like listening to you talk tonight, and I'd like to like just actually read some straight up poems, because we are just in it. And I think words are really great little bridges for us to connect with. So,
Jane, where do you live?
I live in New York City, right near the George Washington Bridge, the busiest bridge in the world. So here I am by the conduit to one of the biggest metropolitan cities. And like, I just want to say, I am so glad that I was born here now. When I think of like any other time period in history, I would have been burned at the stake, and in a bunch of countries, even right now. And that's the reality of like our world is just at this turning point. But I really feel like we're so lucky in metropolitan areas that are diverse, where we're having these conversations. Things are messed up, but look, we're finally talking about these things, and people are demanding action. I'm totally like hopeful. I think a lot of exciting agitation is going to lead to real change, and I'm choosing to believe in us. It's like for my job. I'm a teacher, and I do get to work with the youth of New York City, and they're so inspiring, and they're better than us, than all of us here talking right now. Their way, these young city kids, the way they see the world and articulate themselves and the hope that they have, I really believe that they are going to bring forth the dreams that we've been holding in our hearts, that they're going to have the tools and the power to make the world we wanted. We wanted like the kind of conversations we're having, a more compassionate world, a kinder world, a world that's less about punishment. This concept of punishment that we're so hung up on, and revenge that doesn't serve anything and doesn't help anything. It always just perpetuates. So how are we going to break out of these cycles that do not serve us for the greater good, that do not sustain our planet, sustain our hearts, sustain our families? We need compassion and understanding and forgiveness, and not be afraid of helping people too much. I mean, that's the weird political, here we have this party, the Republican Party, that's an anti-democratic party, and everything they're basing their fears on is like, what if someone who doesn't deserve money gets money? What if someone who doesn't deserve help gets help? We've got to break out of that cycle of thinking. It's like, there's no such thing as that. You'd rather help someone who doesn't need help than not help people, because your neighbor's problem, it's your problem. Your neighbor's kids, those are your kids. We have to accept responsibility for each other. We're really sharing this place. We're each other's neighbors. And I feel like that's the one thing that that pandemic has shown us, is like, we are taking care of each other by practicing social distancing and wearing masks. It's about taking care of one another. And we need to have that spirit of cooperation, of patience, of compassion, and stop making our lives being all about like punishing each other, you know? So I'm going to read this poem called What Warrants Pride? What did you solve with your guns on the way to the gas station with the wrong Miss Universe? The problem with this millennium is we still defend the clubs we are born into: country, team, religion, gender, race, money. Even if you think you earned it, deserve it, converted, the only thing fair is age, every number for 1 year until death. Every other chromo something falls like pachinko, random as a hand of cards dealt at the reservation casino. The Mets versus Al-Qaeda. Winning is making it look like not cheating, with steroids, heroin, insider trading, fish genes, the blood of Christ, stem cells, perms, toupees. Blow up someone else's art, house, baby, crop, GMO, OMG. Keep reading the same old book over and over until you believe you deserve your own country and your underwear matter. Fukushima makes us all shit our pants the same way. Regardless, your hat, your dinner, your cock is the best. Your precious history belongs to Allah, humanity. Then, when you are so proud of your Homo sapien sash, your shining award is mistaken away. Goddess's name robbed by terrorist acronym. The burning petroleum bush under the ball gown reveals the other is just like you. Suicide bomber, Judge Pope Malala, Miss Columbia cop. I'm just doing my job at the carnival, shooting the clown in the mouth. Busting his bubble costs more than the stuffed animal prize is worth. Ask Cecil. The hunters are the biggest conservationists. So, who fills your belly, your tank? What's in the bank? Yeah, I like those snaps.
Unmute yourselves, y'all. Let her hear that.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking A.
Right?
Fucking A.
And you guys remember Cecil and the wrong Miss Universe, and like this clown dragged us into all this stuff, you know? Can we just have cooperation instead of competition, and like just like shift our way of thinking? Face it, we've never been richer. Like there's enough money, enough food. It's the first time in history we could actually solve all our problems. It's not a mystery. We can actually solve them. We have sustainable sources of energy. We have medicine, this understanding of the body. We have the power, the imagination, the capital. We could solve every problem. We could make plastic illegal. We can use that corn stuff to make stuff that's just like plastic and dissolves after a year in a landfill and doesn't hurt any fish. It's like mushrooms can be made as everything we use styrofoam for. We can just like grow mushrooms that are
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is so exciting. We actually can solve all. What problem are you thinking of? We could solve it. We just have to implement it. We have to do it. And we have to stop like acting out of fear all the time. And just, you know, we could do it, right?
Yeah.
Fear keeps people stuck. Fear allows the society, the status quo to continue to maintain. People are scared of falling behind what their neighbors have, scared of losing their jobs. They're scared of being talked about for going out on a limb and being the only one in their community to start a recycling program. Fear keeps people stuck. Fear does. Fear keeps us stuck. And you're right about the young generation, the youth, having that that ability to see a different way. I saw a comment earlier from Fred Brown. So I don't know if these are like somebody wrote a whole bunch of stuff. I saw a comment from Fred Brown that said, when rap or hip hop first hit, it was conscious. It's poetry from the street, like the doo-wop from the 50s and 60s. It just evolved.
True.
When rap, but I will say this: when rap first hit, rap was a plethora. There were a plethora of people, artists you could get into as well. There were you know what I'm saying? There were gangster rappers when it first started as well. There were party rappers, there were like conscious elevate, there were all sorts at the beginning. True. What was most unique about the beginning of hip hop was that you had to be unique. You had to have your own voice. You had to be yourself. You had to be authentic. And if you weren't authentic, you got played. Ironically, the Sugar Hill Gang, which a lot of people credit as the very first one, was put together. It wasn't really authentic. The Sugar Hill Gang that we saw and that blew up was manufactured. It was created, but it broke the ice. It allowed a lot more to come after it. And really until the golden era, until about 88, 89, 90, when corporate America saw the power in hip hop, when they saw Chuck D at the same time have a super hit, Fight the Power, as who was it? Was it NWA?
NWA, yeah.
At the same time came out with Fuck the Police. You had a lot more money get poured into NWA because it fed into the fear. Fight the Power fed into our empowerment. It fed into our elevation. It was not part of, but with the Native Tongues crew, you know, and the whole elevation back to Africa, like consciousness, Pan-Africanist view that was out in hip hop at that time was scary as F to mainstream America. So they went with Kill a Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be black and kill each other, and that's okay. But you can't, if you're black and you're educating your people, you're now a danger. You're you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Pro is looking for you like the new Messiah. So that's the truth. And that's, you know what I'm saying? You could just do your history on that and see, you could read about it. There's a plethora of articles. Our chat room just blew up. Like somebody, Jacob Sabat.
I saw Jacob on there. He's spitting all this truth here.
It's gonna take me a minute to go through all of that. Yo, I really loved your piece, Jane. I really loved your
yes.
Yes.
Thank
you got me hype.
You want another one?
Yeah, if you're cool with that.
I have another little poem.
Okay, I'll bring you back up to the foreground.
It's a reminder for all of us, because, you know, like what we're talking about, where the money's pouring in, capitalism kills. If we value money above everything else, and money is what justifies every action, if the action makes money, then the action is justifiable. Look at what we get, death. And so this is a little reminder, okay? This is a study in blue economics. Your worth, untranslatable to a wage. Your inherent value is greater than any measurement device could interpret. Earnings, simply a myopic mercantilism. Pressure to quantify, justify goals, plans. You cannot understand how heavy a heart is by weighing it, or know how big it is by noting metrics. Poetry is the most accurate tool we have to calculate the size and weight of this life. Melting dolly clock imparting the erratic lengths of our hours like dreams. Think of sunlight spooling through your shirt, undressing you beneath your clothes to survey the edges defining your form, to wear its warm and weightless veil. I complied to be taken in a picture, gladly to pause, pose, be captured, to keep this communion in light, the way time travels. We didn't come to Earth to pay bills, trade in our heartbeats for cash. There's no saving up days in banks that are safe on a river. like that night we spent on the rip-rap Hudson shore opposite glittering Manhattan, where clothes were removed and we wore the great skyline, still too small to cover us. Remember, you didn't come here to pay bills. You know, you came here to live. We came here to live, to take care of each other, to take care of
and what an interesting time too. Like you said, you know, not just coming here to live, but I'm a believer in that too. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good point. What a amazing, just amazing to be alive, period. But just what an amazing time to be alive. Like you said, to be here and share these words and to be this like walking, you know, organism that like thinks these thoughts and is able to do all these things. You know, it is a beautiful thing. And to have all the resources available to us, you know, not chiseling, not rubbing sticks together to make fire. You know, all we got to do is click the lighter and there you go. So I second that. So let's do all we can with it. You know, let's keep doing what we're doing, keep spreading love, keep spreading peace, keep spreading that message, you know, and hopefully it will cling on and understand community is where it's at. So I second that.
Yes, I want to say, yes, I want to say, if you can hear me, I hope so. Can everyone hear me all right? I guess so. I hope so. I wanted to say that your music is very optimistic. I mean, your words are very optimistic. That laughing to me was very optimistic, and your attitude is very optimistic, which is what I like about human beings. I love the optimism in human beings. The pessimists I have a hard time with. I mean, they're human and they're like, but you know, optimism is to me a way to move forward all the time, because we're moving forward all the time. We're constantly changing. There's nothing stays the same. And so when I hear words of people of like you, Jane, and Megacyph and Bright and Lucy, I just understand that it's a positive thing. And you feel even though you didn't have music, I hear the words, and I don't focus so much on it's just the actual. Well, I do focus on the words, but it's just positive things, and that makes me feel positive. And so if I'm positive, I'll push that positive over to somebody else. It's like being kind. You feel kind to people and it makes them happy. If I'm kind to you, you're going to be happy. So if you're happy, I'm happy. So it's very simple. Just be kind to everybody. It's hard though. It's hard.
And it's hard, because anger is real, and it's like,
yes,
all this stuff about the light and being positive is really important. But the reality is people don't really need so much help navigating positivity, because it is a pleasure. And so much of what art is about is sadness and darkness, because that's what people need help navigating. And that's why art is dark and depressing, and music so often is dark and depressing, and why that's also freeing, because we have to embrace that darkness too. We can't, and that's the whole thing. We can't just slip away into positivity, even though that's totally ultimately what we want to do. We have to face our darkness, embrace the darkness, and we have to model navigating through pain, through hate, through our own mistakes. We all have to take responsibility for it. Can I say one more? Can I say another poem?
Jane, I wanted to actually jump in and say one on what you're saying, but I'm going to let you do it first, because the stage is for y'all. The stage is for you. So yeah, you go by all means.
All right. So this is a poem called Life During Wartime. I come from a family of veterans. My grandmother couldn't afford stockings, marked a line up the back of her leg instead, so it looked like she had them on. It was a mistake to dance with the black soldiers in port for the week at the big USO event. They were badly beaten afterward. She and her sisters intended an act of kindness and appreciation, which resulted in horror. Maybe humanity shouldn't be saved. Maybe we should perish and leave Earth to its own tribulations without us. My grandfather only wore long pants. A bayonet scar marked the length of the back of his leg. I caught glimpses of it a couple times. Whoever gave it to him was upholding something beloved too. He had stories, pugilist, tap dancer, motor pool, gardener, but only told what he wanted to tell. He rarely answered my questions or elaborated on what interested me most, the scar, and how he slept warm enough in the ice house he protected at night for the family business. And were there pushcart wars and electric cars and farms uptown in New York City? A little drunk, but I remember paying the bartender, my head swarming with war stories. Who is the bad guy, according to who? Stumbling into the same streets as my grandparents 100 years ago, life during wartime is always a war, always fighting, and more alcohol. There's no such thing as better off. It's complicated.
That is
really
dope.
complicated.
That is deep, but it's
And it's true stories.
it's so yeah.
True
And
stories.
I'm gonna, yeah, and I think that Jane, I think that what you touched on before you even said that poem was such, and that poem was just felt so, not just personal, but just it was very vivid. I could see what the words that you're describing. It's such a battle, like you said, between being a positive person, but also understanding that there is so much darkness and there is so much pain and there is so much hurt that people go through. So you can't be positive all the time. Like,
you don't
even
your good intentions, like thinking of my Irish grandma in Queens with her beautiful sisters and how good they felt. They were like, because they would always say that they're like, yeah, the black soldiers, they would just be standing there. No one would ever dance with them. And then one night we all decided to dance with them and we had such a great time. And then afterward it was horrible. And they were like beaten to pulps. And it was this horrible story that my grandmother was like, we had no idea that our action that was kindness would result in this. Like, it's not simple. It's so complicated.
It's so complex.
We need help to navigate this. It's like, and that's where art can help us, and sharing these stories, and just, we're trying to have a new paradigm, and it's like, how are we going to do it? We have to imagine a better way. I don't know how, but I want to.
Yeah, and we all do, and people like artists, like everyone here wants that, and I think that I mentioned it earlier too, is that we are on the we're Jedis, and we're on the good side of the Force, and there's always going to be the dark side to balance. There's always going to be hate. There's always going to be fear in the world, but we have to constantly be the light, wielding our lightsabers and wielding peace and wielding truth and wielding love. So
we are doing that very thing right now. We are presenting the plan right now. I see Jacob Sabat in the chat saying, please present your plan of action, step 1, step 2, etc. Be as specific as you can. This is the plan, Jacob. Like, a lot of people want to see, like, give me the destination. Well, what you got to realize is that putting your feet onto the path, getting out here and sharing your words without action is dead. This is action. This takes a lot of doing to create this event, to be here and share this, and to create this platform to get Bright Individual, Jane LaCroix, Lucy Murphy, to get them onto the stage to share, to hear these stories about the children that Jane works with, to hear the words that we're sharing in this conversation creates new ones. It grows more conversation. It grows more community. So not everything is about getting into the street and when we're gonna build the banners and when we're gonna make the arm bars. There's also community, there's art, there's relaxation time. There has to be, because that's a part of life. You have summer, fall, winter, and spring. Just like in your life, you go through phases. You have to have times when you are relaxed. You have to have times when you're creative, sharing, times when you're reflecting, times when you're growing through all of that, and then you reinvent, and then you come out the next season even bigger than you were the previous season. Artists and the voices of artists are a valid and necessary part of the social movement. And so this right here is the action. This is not a grand plan to get y'all, you know, to train y'all up for actions. The action of this open mic is the performance. We are
Is the action.
Yes, this is the action. This is the action. I want to share a piece if I can, based off like this last few minutes of conversation and inspired by Jane. So yeah, I'm going to do an a cappella piece as well. Yo, I am here to uplift your dreams. I encourage them, they make us better beings. Question reality, what is it you're seeing? I am you and we have packed coliseums. Hey, questions of power. Power enables freedoms. Freedoms are non-negotiable. Many don't receive them. I got two little ones. My queen. I got two little ones. I teach them how to knuckle up. My queen disdains violence. I don't want to deceive them. Believe we fighting for our lives. Babies win the prize. Energize your interstellar oven with big pride. Align your chakras. Turn the wheels of life's ride. Kindle your kundalini. Cultivate a whole tribe. Stoke the coals. Light the smoke for the fire. Diminish the trash. Recycle if it don't expire. You do the math. Ignore the ads and just inspire. Freedom fighters and writers should be the most admired. Not tired rappers deceiving the masses. Free energy, free everybody. Capitalists breed fascists. The exploitation of resources and classes. People for their culture to that free ride crashes. Clashing with nature and life, digging mass graves. Now armed white men are comparing themselves to slaves. Vultures snatching at us, going Natchez way. Wishing it was back to normal and all we wanted was a brighter day. Clowns under Fed protection. Shine the light. Follow my heart's desire. Freedom fight. Beat the lies with this art form. My soul take flight. Your body follow wherever I hold a pen or mic. This is lit, so it's a fit for all stations. Blazing airwaves with all the placements. Amazing wisdom and sincerity is graceful. Projects breaking through on new stages. Growing through adjustments to daily life. Welcome Corona. Know that change is all right. Transition is constant. Resistance is rife. Fear will keep you frozen. Find freedom with Mega Scythe and Jane and Bright and Lucy and Papa Biz all night, every night on a Friday night. That's how we get it. We ain't here for the fight. We're here for the good fight, the good cause. You can hear us raising up the applause throughout the halls of the nation, clearing away the scars and all the separation, the segregation. We need more integration. Accelerate. Turn up the speed. We need acceleration. Putting my foot on the gas as I'm pushing through. I'm not talking about burning the gas off with you. Emissions, let's cut them. Let's care about the views. Let's share them. Let's back up these people who dare to be the first ones out onto this new platform. I thank y'all for coming through. That's rare form. Y'all raised the bar just like last week's, the ones before. I know next week gonna be even more. We're here for the right cause. And I love y'all for showing love and showing applause. Yo, we are powerful, man. We are powerful. We are powerful. I love y'all. I love y'all. I thank you for being here tonight. You're welcome to share more. We can share more. I want y'all to know a little bit about Papa Biz. If I could just get you to tell people about the Can Evangelist. People see Normal up there in the back. They see 420. They might be kind of curious. You know what I'm saying?
They might be.
You want to share a little something with them?
Well, yes, I'm very active in the cannabis movement in Missouri, have been for the last 45 years. And just recently, since I retired from a career in city government, I decided to devote my full attention to cannabis. And so the name Can Evangelist came through me from my youngest son, who turned me on to disc golf, and I love it. And we were out playing, and I just, I'm always talking about cannabis to my son. So we were out there, and he says, "Damn, Dad, you're a can evangelist." And I said, "Whoa, I like that." I said, "Can I keep that name?" And he said, "Well, yeah." There was a couple other guys, and said, "Listen, I got it. I want you to say that you understand that my son created this word and gave it to me. We had never heard of it before. And basically just means all things cannabis, whether you consume it, whether you wear it, whether you use it to fuel your car, make your furniture with it, build your homes with it. So I believe cannabis is the plant that has the potential, because everything I think could have a potential to save the world, but cannabis does. So I'm really into it, and I appreciate the platform here that Vets for Peace has given me. The thing that I like to leave people with the most is that it's really not about getting high; it's about saving lives. Thank you, Make It Safe.
Yo, thank you. Thank you. It's not about getting high. It's about saving lives. Cannabis is a medicine. Cannabis is
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The hemp, the sister, the cousin plant of cannabis is a fuel for our planet. It can be clothing. It can be everything that we use in our material world, really, except for metal. It can literally replace everything in our material world. The paint products, the wood products, you know,
well, that just means we can't build skyscrapers.
Right, and we don't need
skyscrapers. We don't need to build freaking skyscrapers.
Exactly.
Okay, we got plenty of them.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, I'm all cool with not building any more skyscrapers. New York's got plenty. Kansas City, in my opinion, has got plenty.
But cities don't need skyscrapers because they're really unsustainable. That amount of waste going into the land around a city is unsustainable.
Although cities are very responsible because we do make a smaller footprint. And when you think about how many people live in a building, it's actually more responsible ecologically. A city is as natural as a beehive. It's like a person's version of a beehive, and it's responsible for us to live together, to share resources, to take up it's so much easier to do things like compost and use public transportation. And it's like people in cities have a much smaller carbon footprint.
And you're advocating, it sounds like, for smart cities with green buildings, green roofs, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Skyscrapers are actually kind of amazing when you think of how many people can live vertically, and it's on this tiny amount of space. It's like the real problems are things like, you know, golf courses and suburban houses that just have these yards for what? It's like not. It's much better to leave things natural or be in a city, you know? Yeah, exactly. Yes. Someone's making that comment. Well-organized cities mean people don't need cars, etc. Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
true.
Great bike program here in New York now, and just like that's such a great thing. And
my brother's been a New York resident for 20 plus years, and he hasn't had a car in that long either. So every time he comes back to visit to Kansas City, we never let him drive because he doesn't remember how to drive.
He doesn't know how.
Takes the subway everywhere, you know.
That's how I live.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's smart too. Cities, when I was in New York, my home, you know, when I was back home living in New York, my second adulthood, I loved walking. I would purposely walk from the Lower East Side up to the Upper East Side where my wife was going to school. You know what I'm saying? I would intentionally take that 60 block walk or whatever it was. And
about 6 miles then, roughly.
Oh yeah. And just enjoy the whole time, you know. And it's really that it's the culture too. It's really the culture. It's a very fit city because of it. So I feel you on that. Enlightenment.
That's funny because it's funny because the opposite too. Whenever I go visit him, and whenever we go anywhere, every time we get off the subway and we're going to, you know, I mean, this was, you know, pre-pandemic, but we would, you know, I would say, well, how far, you know, where are we meeting them? Oh, it's not that much farther, you know, just a couple more we'd be walking for 20, 30 minutes, you know. And it's nothing for him. He loves it, and I'm just like, man, how much further do we have to go, you know? But it's like you said, it's part of the culture, you know. And that's great, you know. And I think that, Jane, that's one thing, like you said too, is that it makes for a more less of a carbon footprint, because people are not, you know, people aren't driving cars everywhere, you know. They're using the subway, they're using the public transit, and they're walking more. And
we're managing our waste well. When you see the giant waste treatment plant in, I forget if it's in Queens or Brooklyn. It's this like incredible sewage treatment plant that's like actually so beautiful. It looks like this futuristic bubble thing that would be on a planet in the future.
And what's and
it makes all our waste not toxic for the environment. I mean, it's this incredible machine. That's the thing. It's like we can solve all our problems. The sewage treatment plant in New York City, that new giant one, it's a wonder of the world. It's like so incredible what it does. Wow. I mean, it's really exciting when you think about that stuff.
I mean, I know on a personal level about gray water and stuff like that, so I could see a city doing it as well. You know, and that's beautiful. I'm really happy to hear that. I think our chat room is pretty happy too. Like people like this conversation has gotten people really really excited, because people enjoy the idea of creating a sustainable future. It's something that's very real to all of us. I think everybody who's here, we're probably preaching to the choir with this, you know.
Yeah, but let me interrupt about that. You see, my upbringing was through the Pentecostal church, but now I'm an atheist. So when you say you preach to the choir, that's a good thing, because then the choir are going to go sing for you.
Oh yeah.
You always got to sing to each other. It motivates. Yeah. I'm motivated by Jane's words. I'm motivated by Bright's words, your words, to maybe I can put some of my thoughts down on paper and at some point share what I think you know, people might want to hear. You know, so
I'd love to hear you.
You people are, well, I do oral interp, but I do other people's work, and this is not the place for that. I do open mic here in Kansas City from when we had it, and I would go do. I have a friend of mine who I'm hoping that he'll come on the show. He's a poet out of Hawaii. He's a Vietnam veteran, and he just wrote two wonderful poetry books. His name's Bill Bauer, and so he's given me the authorization to interpret his work whenever I want to. So I'm very privileged to be able to do that. So I'm working on something. At some point, I'll give my boss man here, Miles, the heads up and preparing for it. You know.
hey, everybody watching us at home. We would love your original material. If you're a poet, if you're a singer, if you're a rapper, if you're a storyteller, if you want to get up here and tell a short story in 2 parts or 3 parts, you know, do about 5 minutes. You could tell a 15-minute short story. That'd be really dope. Even a comedian, I think we'd give the space to a comedian, but we want to see your material first. So please check out our FAQ.
I'd love a piece comedian.
A piece, Trevor Noah. Like if there's a young Trevor Noah out there who wants to come be a part of our show, by all means, like, you know, we accept. This is an open mic. Literally, it's a creative space. If you're gonna get up, if you want to get up here and you have inspirational words for people, and you don't call it poetry, you don't call it song. If it'll move the people, bring it forward. If it's progressive, the audience has stayed about the same the whole time, so I believe that they really are feeling this vibration. I've seen a lot of messages of love and thanks for this space. This space is created for people affected by war. You know what I'm saying? It's clearly Veterans for Peace platform, and but it's not only here to promote Veterans for Peace. It's here to promote messages of peace for veterans and for those affected by the actions of veterans, right? By the things that we have participated in. I would say by cops, by police, by the actions perpetuated by police, by people who uphold the state, right? The state commits violence against the people. And so if you are a police officer, if you're military, active duty, or retired, you're welcome in Veterans for Peace. You know what I'm saying? If you've realized, if you're disillusioned and you realize that you're part of the pain in this world and you want to heal that, by all means, come join Veterans for Peace. There's a chapter in your city, or you could start a chapter and help spread the good word, do the good fight. You know what I'm saying? You did what you're doing because, and this is for police and military, you joined up, you signed up because you thought it was service. You wanted to serve the world and serve your community. And you probably know now that you're not doing that the best way you could, right? So join an organization that is fighting hard to do it. I say that in earnestness. I say that in all earnestness. We absolutely love you and we welcome you here. My loves, my people who are here on the screen with us. We've been on for about 2 hours now. And I think it's a good vibration, but I also don't want to wear it out. I don't want to wear out our welcome. So if we want to go around another time and do another round of poetry,
please do, both of them, please.
And I think that's just an excuse. Jacob is hot in the chat. So coming at me right now.
Jacob is he looks like he's typing books in there. I think.
Yo, he's fast. He says that's just an excuse. Everyone makes time for the things they want to do. The people have no excuse. They have no one else to blame except themselves. So I guess he wasn't talking about me cutting the time short. Not that I, you know what I'm saying, I kind of took it personal. I try not to take things personal. I try to live by the 4 agreements. But I also don't want to just fill up 4 hours of airspace with us sharing these beautiful ideas. This space has been created for the vision of 15 artists. My vision is to have 15 artists in this space. I can have 10 on the screen at the same time. So, we could have like 15 artists each get through 2 rounds of poetry, 2 rounds of song, something like that, and then there's time for questions and interviews and growing the community. So I know it's a brand new platform and people are kind of like, I don't know if I want to put myself out there on that new thing. We're herd animals, you know what I'm saying? We don't go any place until there's a big crowd and we want to be part of the cool crowd at that point.
Well, this is the cool crowd. You come here, cool crowd.
It's the way things are. So I think I'd like to put Bright Individual first if I could. And then I think I kind of want to end with Jane. I think I'd like Jane to capstone this evening.
Okay. So I'll do one more piece and then Jane will be the outro to the track tonight.
I think so. I think that'd be a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Wait, Papa Biz, do you have any questions for these 2 young artists, for these young individuals?
Yeah.
Well, just not really questions, just encouragement. Continue doing what you're doing. You both give me a hope. I'm 71 years old, so I'll just put it out there. I'm living healthy. I'm living large, getting to do what I want to do. And meeting such interesting people like this, I would never get the opportunity. And so just keep making your things, and we want you back at some point, of course, and if you have other folks that that want to come, if veterans that are wanting to try to express themselves, if they want to tell a story that might help them, hey, we're here for it. So peace and love.
I'm sorry, Jane, go ahead.
I'm just appreciating.
I wanna address in the chat Lloyd Alfonso Petri. He says chapter ? I didn't even know there was a book. I think he's responding to me saying you can join a chapter. Veterans for Peace is a national organization. It's a member-driven organization of veterans and non-veteran associate members, and we have chapters all over the country. We are writing the book of peace, you could say, figuratively. Exposing the true cost of war is the mission of Veterans for Peace. And this is our second installment of the weekly open mic here on Veterans for Peace platform, Facebook page, and YouTube page. I thank y'all for joining. I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We'll be back here next Friday night from 8 until midnight perhaps if we get enough artists, but surely 8 to 10. And Jacob Sabat, I'm definitely going to get back to these comments and respond to you. You got some love in there. You got some good comments, and you deserve to be heard. So I hear your voice. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I hear everybody over there. I'm going to respond to your comments. I love y'all. Peace. Bright Individual, and then Jane LaCroix, I thank y'all so much for tuning in with us tonight. And Lucy Murphy, I thank you for being here with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this collective again. This is the second time being here. So excited to be here again and share my truth with this community. And like you said, just slowly building this community and making the connections and relationships develop. And as we learn more about each other and we grow together as a community, we're able to make the message bigger and that much more powerful. So thank you again, Megasci, for inviting me on here and letting me be a part of this beautiful collective of people that have these speaking truth to power. So it's it's a beautiful thing. So I'll go ahead and just get into this last piece here. It's called Steer Clear. So again, I'm just going to do this spoken word style. I'm not going to play my music because I think we might be having a delay or cutting in and out with the music. So hopefully we can get that fixed next time. So I'll just go ahead and do this one for you here. So I've come to realize that it's not about me. It's about the collective that makes up the whole. The vastness of oneness connects us to all the places of the limitless. How can I decipher between making a living and by any means? Because life can rob you clean. Sacred geometry plus divine presence to truth to realize that reality is co-created. Appropriate, ain't it? The ills and stress just drain it. Be water, Bruce Lee, wisdom ancient. The chit chat of brainless. Messed with dunce cap nitwits whose way of thinking's basic. Simplicity seems right to me because cash does not rule everything around me. Contrary to what you may believe, the soul is no price. My love's too strong to say goodbye. So spread your wings of creativity and longevity. Raise your glass. Cheers, mate. No fear, no fate, but what we make right. Deep thinking, vibing out to Chili Peppers at the side. We all want peace sometimes. But a revolution without some ups and downs doesn't feel right. So we must fight. The present moment view of 2020 sight. Past and future both missed their flight. The planes flying home to the stars where the soul can meet with loved ones that we've all lost. Yeah. Peace, y'all. I'll let Jane go ahead and close this one out.
I'm gonna do some acapella too, since you guys are doing it. Same symptoms, different disease. Same prayer, different needs. We beg and we beg, please, please, please. We beg and we beg, please, please, please. Different wants, same needs. Mind your manners, keep the peace. Laugh and laugh until you cry. Same war, different side. Same face, different mask. Same job, different task. Work and work until your bones show. Sell your time to keep your soul. Many lands, one sky. Same scene, different eyes. Live and let live, we all die. Live and let live, we all die. Same war, different side. Out of 60 poems, I'm only keeping 10. Tear them up, write them again. The 10 I keep change every week. I hate myself and I cannot sleep. Read your letters till I'm blind. Keep your words kind and unkind. Wear your ropes to set me free. Close my eyes to help me see. Close my eyes to help me see. Same war, different side.
Yo, Jane LaCroix, Bright
Yes.
Individual, I'm going to ask you both to put your link, whatever link you want people to go to. I just tried janelacroix.com.
That's old. Yeah, that's like an old website.
Cool.
I'm just like attached to it. I'm going to give you a link to my record.
Y'all put your link, put it into the comment, right into the comments.
Okay.
And then
Mega
it'll
Scythe,
go
if you
live.
I'm sorry, Mega Scythe, if you want to just, you can just go to my Spotify page and just copy and paste the artist link on there inside. That should suffice.
Okay.
I'm
Are
doing mine for you.
Yeah, can you do that for me, Bright? Is that possible or not because of the system?
Because I'm on the iPad, so I can't access the. Let me try and see if I can go the other way on here online. Let me try this here.
I won't lose you. You'll most likely stay. Oh, well, maybe he won't. Spotify is just tricky, especially on my computer. It's not like it's on my phone. On my phone, it's real easy, but on my computer, it jumps around. You know, I just want people to be able to get access to what you want them to get access to from you.
Yeah, and that's fine. If I can't paste it in there in the chat room, just anything Bright Individual. I'm the only artist on any streaming platform. Just 2 separate words, Bright Individual. You'll find me. Trust me. There's only one. There's the one and only.
He's got a couple of really dope songs with yours truly. So I really feel that. But you know, the self-congratulations is not
It's never there. We never talk about ourselves as artists. We shut down the ego when we get real shy. And then I always kind of give me this kind of smile, and I don't really like. We don't like promoting ourselves like that, but we still have to put it out there, obviously. But yeah,
is this you, Ashley Brito? That's you, right? Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. Okay. That's from you. Thank you. And then Jane, are you putting something into the chat?
I am.
As soon as you put that into the chat, we're gonna end the broadcast. Papa Biz, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Very nice to meet you, Papa Biz. I'm glad to meet another
thank you so much.
Kansas City
Thank
native.
you.
No, thank you. Your talent is inspiring, and keep moving forward. It's people like you that can make the world a better place to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yo, Jane LaCroix, thank you so much.
I put 2 links in the chat. I have the smart link to my record, Advice, my newest record.
Oh, you put that in the private chat. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Cool.
And then make sure you put the icebergs in there too. Don't let me forget about the
there's 2
icebergs.
links. One to the new record by the Icebergs. That's and that song Symptoms that I just sang is on that record.
Okay.
And then there's this more about Jane LaCroix, and it has links to all my projects and tons of links. So that second link has tons of stuff. But
here, everybody, here you go with the first link, everybody. And let me grab that second link, because once I end the show, I can't put these in there. So I just want to do it now before we end the show. I thank everybody for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks again for having us, Mega.
I'm excited to watch what this is going to develop into. It's really exciting.
We are too.
We are too. We are too. We got a lot of friends. Jane, Bright, I haven't burnt bridges in my life. I've kept friends.
And so I think reach out to a couple people, Mega, and hopefully I can get a couple of my artist friends next
It's
Friday
only
on
just
here.
begun. It has only just begun. I've gotten good feedback from a lot of my people, and I'm looking forward to the future weeks. So I know it's going to be a lot. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. It's very exciting. And nobody has to stay the whole time. You come in for a little bit, you go, you come out. You know what I'm saying? And once we all have the rhythm, then it'll just take off on its own. You know how these things are. So thank you so much for being here.
Cool.
I love y'all. I'll see you when I see you. All right. Stay good. Stay progressive. I'm going to turn off the broadcast. You can stay in the backstage and talk with us if you want to. All right.
Peace, y'all.
Love y'all. Peace, love, and light.